In the video I'm about to show, it's highlighting how there are a lot of Trump supporters who are actually switching over and supporting Andrew Yang. And it's highlighting because they have hope in him and the message that he contains. But even with all of this, even though Andrew Yang's able to convince a lot of Trump supporters to vote for him, you still have the media not always giving him a lot of attention. There was a recent poll in which it showed the top Democratic contenders, and they had people like Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker on that list, all above Andrew Yang, even though Andrew Yang raised a lot more money than Cory Booker has up to this point.
Right out of left field, Andrew Yang is drawing new support from an unlikely group, Trump supporters.
I voted for Trump in 16, and honestly, I'll probably vote for him again if Yang doesn't make it through.
New Hampshire voter Anthony Hegstrom is one of several Trump supporters who have shown up to his New Hampshire rallies, now considering themselves part of the Yang gang. Many feeling disenchanted with the rest of the Democratic ticket.
A lot of what's there right now is way too far left, or it's too typical mainstream. Biden's just the same old story, and I voted for Trump to say, for the idea of it's something different.
The Yang campaign said this week he hauled in $10 million in fundraising over the past 3 months, outpacing several of his Democratic rivals. His trademark promise to give every American $1,000 a month is helping build that momentum.
I am peeling off tens of thousands of disaffected Donald Trump voters.
The New Hampshire GOP pushed back on that claim in a statement to Fox News, saying, quote, "Just like his math and his policies, that's a big joke."
You see how the GOP communications director from New Hampshire dismisses Andrew Yang, trying to imply that his ideas and math are a joke. And this is while Andrew Yang has a degree in economics from Brown University. He went to Columbia Law School, extremely well educated. He's been a CEO of a very successful company, implying that his math doesn't add up, that it doesn't make sense. Anyone who would actually say that, you have to question if they've actually gone through the numbers and if they have read Andrew Yang's proposal and the numbers behind that proposal.
Working Americans do not feel like Democrats are speaking to them. And just the fact that I'm focused on some of the economic issues that they see in their communities makes them at least receptive.
Yang has been playing up his background as an outsider from the Washington political machine. He's never held public office before. Political science professor Dean Spiliotis says it's a similar appeal President Donald Trump in 2016 had to many blue-collar voters.
I do think it's instructive for other candidates to stop and think about what is it about his message that is appealing to this group of voters who might not typically vote Democratic.
But Yang is still only polling at 2% in New Hampshire. Now the race is on to recruit anyone from any political persuasion into joining the Yang gang. In Nashua, New Hampshire, Rob DiRienzo, Fox News.
There are some polls that show Andrew Yang being in 4th place at the moment. And you figure with Bernie Sanders just having a heart attack, that could be something that makes Andrew Yang continually more competitive. Elizabeth Warren might overall win, but that's not necessarily a bad thing in my opinion. I'd rather have Andrew Yang than Joe Biden. But we have to look at the ability of Andrew Yang to potentially run again in the future if he doesn't win in 2020. He is the first candidate that's really hammering this message of technology and needing to use technology to make people's lives better through a universal basic income. So if technology continues to eat more and more jobs, as philosophers like Yuval Noah Harari predict, and how the trend has been going, Andrew Yang will be a very popular candidate in the future if he decides to run again, assuming he doesn't make it in 2020.